Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Find Ways to Win. My name is Fitzgerald Stevens, your host. I thank you for tuning in. This is one of my few morning broadcasts, but a couple things fell my way today, and I was able to get out and talk with you, beautiful people. The title of this stream is "Place Yourself in the Position of Power." Place yourself in the position of power. Now, what do I mean? What do I mean by the word power? The ability to assert your will in a situation for the betterment of yourself and others, regardless of what the opposition thinks. Now, that is a powerful statement within itself. See, people want power. I mean, I used to hear that a lot as a kid. I want to have power, and I want to have influence. What they would simply talk about, what? I'm getting ready to make a move. It ain't nothing you can do about it. No, I'm getting ready to buy this neighborhood, or I'm getting ready to build this company, or I'm getting ready to walk away from this relationship, or I'm getting I'm getting ready to go ahead and travel what I want to do and live on my terms, and ain't nobody can stop me, and nobody can do anything about it. Man, that is an extraordinary position to be in. Now, there are different facets, depending on the person you talk to, what power necessarily means to them. Power is simply the ability to assert your will in a situation without anyone being able to stop it. Very, very important. Now, what does that mean? What type of power should we here for? Power over our own time and our economic freedom. You don't want anyone to be able to control you economically. You don't want anyone to be able to control the amount of money you make, how you spend your money. Really agree with some type of position that you take, especially if it's a position for your betterment and your good, and economic stranglehold on you. The first thing they want to do is try to withdraw the resources, saying, if you do this, I'll cut you off. Unfortunately, many family members have heard that from parents. If you don't do a certain way, I'm going to cut you off, meaning I'm going to take away your support. A job, if you don't bend this certain type of way, I'm going to fire you. It is a hell of a motivator to get people to actually do what someone wants them to do, because we all know you need resources. Like it or not, get that through your head. You must have resources on this planet here. You don't necessarily need resources in the Lord's heaven, so I think, but you certainly need them on the Lord's earth. You gotta have substance. You gotta be able to take care of yourself, because who controls your resources controls your life. Who controls your resources controls your life. So the first thing you want to do is have power over your own resources. You determine what money you make, when you make it. You determine how much you make. That's why I love residual forms of income. I love figuring out ways, the how can I make money without necessarily me spending my time, without necessarily me getting up and going to a job to do it. I look for streams like that. I have streams like that. If you click on my website in the upper corner, it's going to tell you a little bit about how I can or how I and you can earn free Bitcoin. It's so you look for things like that. Some of you guys may have a content creators. You're out there with a YouTube channel, or you have a drop shipping company or something that causes income to come in that without you physically having to put your labor and your body, your physical energy into it. Now, why is that so powerful? Well, let's just say if I have a plan, which I do, to live in Africa about 8 to 9 months out the year, and then spend the rest back in the States. where I'm a citizen of, and where my family is. Well, if I'm going to go over to Africa, I'm quite sure they want resources over there. Or if I go down to Latin America, I'm quite sure they want resources over there. But if you build an income stream, if you build something that is not physically being there at a particular location, the office becomes your world. Or the world becomes your office, should I say. You can work from anywhere. You can earn money from anywhere. While traveling, while visiting great people and seeing incredible things that only with those with resources are afforded to do. You want that, and you should definitely strive to that. You should definitely find a way to win with that. And so now, what's another thing we want to have power over? Place our position in power, and understand this. You do this. You put yourself in a position of power, not necessarily other people. Other people can at a later stage, but I'm talking about you placing yourself in a position of power, doing what you can do. What's the other thing? We want to have power over our mental health. Power over our mental health. There is a lot of information going around right now. When people talk about, I want to take care of my well-being, I want to take care of my mental state. I have to take time for me. I agree that I celebrate this. I mean, that is so important. It's time and literally thousands of years overdue. No, well, generally the people with resources, they can go ahead and take the vacations, or they can go ahead and get someone else to do those frivolous chores, or duplicate themselves where they can be resting and doing other things while other people are doing. I'm talking about the people, I'm talking about all people who necessarily don't have the resources, but their mental health is just as important as someone who does. So what's the first thing you want to do and placing yourself in a position of power over your mental health? You got to learn to eliminate stress, stressful people, and stressful situations. You have got to understand that not everyone should have access to you. Not everyone should have access to you. Stop making yourself so readily available. For many of us who have cell phones or email addresses or social media accounts or whatever, however people primarily communicate with us like that, you don't have to open up your door and your mind and your heart to just anybody who comes a calling. Actually, it's not intelligent at all. You don't have to put up with a lot of stress and aggravation with someone dampening your spirit, and someone who always comes around. It's always a dang problem, and they always got some negative news, or whatever is going right. We don't see the right, and they don't see the right in it. They always see the wrong, and they just think it's just their God-given mission just to sit up there to you and just go ahead and dump that garbage on you. Now, some of you guys are simply too polite. You just sit up there and take it because you don't want to offend. You don't want to offend them. You want to go along to get along. You're scared they may fire you and things like that. You all the other stuff. But see, you're the one that has to go home, and you're the one that has to take headache pills, and and get in a cold, dark room to de-stress. And you're the one going back out there, crying in the car, or feeling a spirit of depression, of sadness, despondency, because you allow someone to have access to you who don't. Power is simply this. Well, you hear about what so and so said, and you hear about what so and so. No, I don't want to hear it. Just change the subject. What I mean? I don't want to talk about that. And you almost got to do it with an irritation. Like, stop doing that. And then if they keep pressing with, hey, listen, I told you I don't want to hear it. You can't seem to do that. You know what? We can get together some other time in no time. But I'm not in any mood for this garbage. I'm trying to get somewhere. And if someone say like, wow, what's gotten into you? You know what? My peace is more important than your problems. You know, you got to be bold to say that now, and you got to believe it, and they have to know you believe it. And you also have to be willing, if that relationship keeps going in a detrimental way to you, you got to be willing to cut it off. You got to be willing to cut it off. One of my Achilles heels, one of my past Achilles heels, that is no longer in my life, is that I was a people pleaser. Not that I'll just take anything to get along, but I just didn't like to upset people. I like to see people happy. An admirable trait, but there's a dark side to that. When you like to see people happy at the expense of your happiness, that is a huge problem. You know what happens? I wound up feeling used. I found like I was feeling like a doormat, and I was, because the people just thought they could just bring me their problems, or they could just dishonor my time, and they wanted me to do something. They wouldn't show up on time. Relationships. The chick just thought she could do any kind of way and treat me any kind of way, and because I was a so-called good guy, I was just going to take it, because you know what? After all, I came from a chivalrous culture, in Southeast Alabama, where the guy was always the hard working, and the guy always bared the blunt of everything, and he took care of family no matter what. It's little wonder they often died before the wise, but hey, nobody was paying attention to that. I'm not that cat anymore. If a chick is with me, if a lady is with me, a female is with me, it's on my page. And the first thing I tell them, you cannot disturb my peace. You cannot disturb. I'm not sitting up be holding you. And I say that about right off the bat. Because I in regret about that, and wondering what I did wrong, and beat myself up. The only thing I would say I did wrong is I didn't set any boundaries. I gave my power away to someone else instead of setting boundaries, which are necessary to have a prosperous, fruitful life. And no matter what subject you're in, you people have got to know, I go this far with this person and no further. If I go with further than this, there are going to be consequences that I'm not going to want to bear. That's what people respect power. People respect power. The power only yields to a greater power. Power only yields to a greater power. It doesn't yield to tears. It doesn't yield to your temper tantrums. It doesn't yield to any of that. It only yields to a greater power. No one should have more power over you than you. Okay, so we talked about economic power. We talked about mental power. Let's talk about physical power. Physical power, physical strength. Do you know that you need your body to walk around on this earth? Do you know without your body, your temple, you cannot stay on God's earth? Oh, wow, Fitzgerald. That seems simple. Really? Then why are so many people out of shape? Why are so many people not eating clean? Why are so many people not working out? Why are so many people putting all types of things in their bodies, and that's wrecking their bodies over the long term, and even sometimes the short terms? Why are they doing that? Because they have given the power of their body away to some substance, some habit, something that's really taking their power, and it's taking them down to a road of detriment. No, I'm not talking about just getting sick. That's different. I'm talking about neglecting your body, that you need to go ahead and run on this earth, that you need to accomplish the mission that God has called you to do on this earth. So you have to definitely seize physical power. You're talking about if you're overweight, you're going to get around and doing someday. Hey, you know what? No day is better than tomorrow. People, I've often said to people, they say, no day is better than today, should I say. I've often had the conversation with people saying, like, hey, when it comes to eating clean, and it comes to eating good and getting proper rest, those things are absolute necessity. When it comes to properly taking your medicine, those things are absolute necessity until you can wean yourself off the medicine with the approval of your doctor, or approval of some specialist who knows your body. Well, if you go to the grocery stores and you're going to go eat really good, you're going to notice to eat really good is expensive compared eating junk. You can go out there and get junk food, and two cookies for $1. You can go get these soda pops and all these soft drinks, and man, they're 59 cents, 60 cents a can. But go ahead and go out there and try to get like a good Fiji water, a good Dasani water. Go out there and try to buy avocados or fresh jalapeno peppers or fresh fruits and vegetables. Go out there and try to buy fresh meat. Meat that's just been prepared a few hours and things like that. Real nice flesh with the color and the taste and everything. Go out there and see but see how much that's going to cost you. It's going to be expensive. Yes. But you must do it. You know why? Because you're going to pay the cost either one way or another. You're either going to pay the cost for that good, expensive food that is great for the body, which is your engine to move on this earth, or you're going to pay the medical establishment in hospital bills and prescriptions. That's what you're going to do. Make no doubt about it. You are going to pay. So if, in that case, if I'm going to pay, I'm going to choose the way to pay that's going to benefit me. I'm going to choose to do things that benefit me. Back in my youth. Well, my dad was still telling me I'm young, but when I was, should I say I was younger, I never made a habit of using drugs or using alcohol or even smoking. I just started really getting into smoking, and that's fine cigars. So I was like 42. That's because I happened to work around a Lebanese gentleman who was my boss that actually got me into it. So I still have a cigar occasionally, but I never had a hard partying lifestyle. I just didn't believe in it. First of all, it wasn't my temperament. Second of all, if I was going to spend my money, I certainly didn't want to spend my money on doing something I deemed foolishness or not beneficial in my life. Well, fast forward to right now, in my soon to be my late 50s. You know what? I get compliments saying, "Hey, you don't look like you look like your age. You work out in the gym. You look great. You're doing good. You're walking good." Well, that's because I took power over my life years ago, and I decided, there's a certain lifestyle that I want. There's a certain physique that I want. There's a certain degree of a health that I want, and I just chose to invest in me. Okay. And so that has paid off great dividends. Now, what's another thing of power we can look at? Intellectual power. The more you learn, the more you earn if you apply what you learn. The more you learn, the more you earn if you apply what you learn. What am I talking about right there? What books are you reading? What shows are you watching? Who are you talking to? Who's allowed to talk? Who are you allowing in your space? No, what articles are you reading to better you intellectually? How you are expanding your vocabulary. What new words are you using? How are you getting better at your chosen profession, your chosen craft? What trade shows are you attending? What network events are you going to? Who are your your top 5 best friends in your phone that you can call, and and they're going to give you great life edification advice? Who are they? Or are you one of those guys that you like to watch the fist fights on the YouTube videos? Are you one that like to watch people play practical jokes on that? Are you that guy or gal that you have to listen to the 6 a.m. news and see all the shootings and the beatings and the rapings and all that kind of stuff? Is that what you put in your mind first thing in the day? Are you meditating? Are you thinking about the direction of your day? Do you think the phone is for everyone else's convenience instead of yours? There's a certain time that my phone goes off. There's a certain time that people can actually call me. I'll look at it and I won't even answer it. And a lot of times, I won't answer it based on the name that pops up. There are certain names that can pop up. I get to you when I get to you. And then there are other names that pop up. I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm answering it. What's the difference? Because the way that person and I interact. They are a pleasure to talk to. They are a delight to talk to. They impart goodness in me. I impart goodness in them. They make me better. I make them better. Iron sharpens iron, as the book of Proverbs says. Very, 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 very important. No, the next position of power, what we want to touch on again, is relationships. Now, why am I bringing up relationships twice? Because it is so vital. Do you realize that if you have the wrong relationship, it will cause you to lose your purpose? If you have the right relationship, it will supercharge your purpose or definitely make it more enjoyable along the way. Not everyone is built for you, and you are not built for everyone else. Be careful who you align your life with. I'm not even talking about close relationships like husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend. I'm not. I don't even mean those. I'm not talking about close friends and things like that. I'm talking about even relationships where it comes to your career. There are some careers you have no business taking. There are some horses you have no business riding. Just in the name of just to use another saying for choosing a career. You're not built for it. You're not built for it. For like, take me for instance. I'm the oldest of three sons. My father is a military veteran. My two younger brothers are military veterans of things. I have great respect for any man and woman who puts on that uniform. Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, Air Force, or Space Force, I think they call them now. If you put that uniform on, I have extraordinary respect for you. Yeah, I really do. But I was not built for the military. It was not a passion I wanted to go. It was not something that would have been good for me. Now, before I understood that, I regret that I didn't go in, but I wasn't built for it. I don't know what would have happened to me if I would have had to go in the war zone. Would I have fought? Absolutely. Would the psychological damage been long term and probably fierce with my personality? Absolutely. Absolutely. Even though I did what I was ordered to do, or even though I would have done what I was ordered to do, even what I would have performed, how I was ordered to do. But I know me. I know far as my bent. I deal more so like in the artistic type things. I like to be around poetry things. I like to be around nice seascapes. I like to be around nice meadows. I derive my nature from peace. I'm that guy that I don't like to see animals suffer and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I remember one time I was walking to meet an individual at an office complex, and it was hot down here in Florida. And I happened to be passing on a sidewalk, and I saw this earthworm. And he was just in torment because he was on the hot concrete and the sun was up. They're not built for that, So he was in so much pain. He was just jumping up, literally jumping off that pavement, keep slamming out, jumping up. And my heart went out for him. I didn't go reach and grab a napkin. I took my fingers and picked him up, dug a hole, and put him back in the earth. I didn't want to see him suffer. I just can't stand. I can't stand to see people do it out and not have needs met. Well, I'm built a different way. Can I be tough when I have to be? Absolutely. Now you wanna see my anger blaze. Do injustice. Treat people who can't treat people wrong. Try to hurt the widows and the orphans and people who can't defend themselves. Talk wrong to the elderly. Bully people and stuff like that. Man, I want to put you in the ground. That then you got my anger the whole nother way. I'm not scared of you, but that makes me boiling mad. But that how dare you say something wrong to another human being and try to downgrade them and make them feel less than simply because you got some inflated ego of yourself, or simply because you're going to use your physical power to dominate someone. I got no love and respect for you. And I ain't got no problem telling you and stuff like that. That's the way I'm built. How are you built? But either way, I want to operate from a position of power. And either way, you want to operate from a position of power. Because if you don't have power or you give that power away, you're gonna feel humiliated. You're gonna feel used. You're gonna feel like you're not accomplishing your purpose in life. And guess what? You're not. Because you know what? You have forfeited your position. You have forfeited your power because by not taking up for yourself, by allowing anything to be in your atmosphere and anyone to be in your life, by allowing the abuse. You know how many people stay in abuse and whether verbal or physical abuse or economic abuse because they think they can't do any better. No, they think this is the best they could do. See, when a person wants to when a person or wants to rob you from your power, the first thing they got to convince you is to give it to them. They can't take it. They can't take it. They got to convince you to give them to them. And how do they convince you to give it to them? What makes them want it? What makes them think they can try you? Simply, they're not seeing you being assertive. They're not seeing you fight for your power. They're not seeing you fight for what you say you believe in. Both intellectually, both mentally, and sometimes physically. They think they can just do any kind of way. And what they'll do, they'll start just doing little test runs, just throwing little humiliation bars out there and see how you take it. And if you take the first one, the second one becomes easier for them. Oh, and guess what? They tell people they did that. It's women out there that will use men for free dates. Use men for resource. Married men out there with the sole intent of breaking up with them where they can get alimony. It's women out there. Well, now, how did they get that? Because they know a lot of men don't have sexual power. They know a lot of men don't have sexual control. And so so they figure they'll show a naked body at times or say some cute, kind words. And that man, he just lose all kinds of defenses and all that stuff and make very stupid choices. Just giving her his power for her detriment, and he's the one that's going to pay with the lack of resources. With the lack of resources actually gets done with him. There are some men that do the exact same thing through a woman. They know that the women are built for conversation. They're built for nice words, and you can get between their head, their body will follow. They know that. And they use them and play with them and stuff like that. Certain things that people do, you don't give them a second chance. You don't ignore the red flags. You just put that to a stop. Certain things, the people try, you stop them right then and right now. You don't allow it to continue, because what you allow, you're giving a license to continue. Take back your position of power. Place yourself in a position of power in every single thing. If you can't be in a position of power, don't be in it. Even if you're cooperating with others who are in power, you have to have control over you. If it's not a good situation for you, if it's not beneficial for you and stuff like that, you have no business being in it. Whether with a relationship, a job, a religion, or what the heck ever you want to call it. If someone or something doesn't empower you, do not allow it in your life. And if you're not empowering someone else, do them a favor and get the heck out of their life. Get out of there. Get out there. This world that only respects powers, ladies and gentlemen. It only respects power. It crushes, humiliates, degrades, and ultimately destroys weakness. That's what it's built for. This is a harsh world. This world ain't here to play games with you. You doubt that. Go to a lot of the nursing homes. Many great men and women were there, and stuff. And they many of them had passed on. But before they got into a nursing home, many of them had power. Many of them had powers. Many of them could have never envisioned themselves to be in that position. But slowly they gave it away. Slowly they gave it away through their foresight of looking in the future that old age is coming. Through their foresight that I won't be able to work all one day, and I'm going to have to have through the lack of foresight that I'm going to have resources. They gave it away. They gave it away to maybe a spouse. They gave it away to maybe children who didn't use that power that like they thought they would. Man, I deal in reality, cats. I deal in reality, and when I'm seeing people change. People change. And if you know the fact that people are going to change, don't let their change be detrimental to you. People are going to change on you. You're going to change on you. The thing about it is you're the person who is with you all the time. You're the only person who's with you all the time. No, be able to put yourself that you can have the mental happiness, the mental clarity. You can have the economic and financial position that's necessary to maintain that mental clarity, that you have the physical strength and the physical endurance and the well-being of your body and mind, that you can actually live on God's earth and live in a very, very good way. Be able to put yourself in a strong emotional power. That means if someone you love walks out on you, betrays you, cheating, what the heck ever, dies, the relationship is no more that it was, you can go on because you haven't fully given away all your power. I think the only person that a man or woman should truly love is the Lord God Almighty. No, I really, that's the one I think should truly get all of a person's heart, because I don't think human beings are capable of properly treating the human heart well of other people. I don't. I don't. I mean, they can only do the best of what they can do, and they can have very good intentions, but the good intentions are not enough. And so if you give your power away to some person and they go rogue on you, it can lead to incredible disastrous results. Some people have actually taken their lives because they gave their power away to the wrong person. Some people have shortened their lives because they gave their power away to the wrong profession. They're literally working professions that's making them ill. Some people have given up on their dreams and their purpose, and they gave their power over to despair and hopelessness and sadness. Some people have given away their power because of choices they made in their past that are now coming back to haunt them. No. Multiple children by multiple men, multiple children by multiple women. No. Have to pay multiple child support things. Children growing up with fathers, different homes, different mothers, and you gave away the power of your family doing that, of having a united family. You gave it away. And you did that while I was young Fitzgerald. I was 16, 17, 20. I got bored. I had a little alcohol. I just did things that I didn't know. I don't care. It's done. This is and now you're reaping the effect of what you did. Now that's not set up here to make people feel bad. There are people who had the divorce, and you're talking to one of them. They looking back on it, I could have did better. She definitely could have been better. But the thing that led to our divorce, there was no recourse. There was no reconciliation with that. Some lines you just don't cross. I chose to go. And I chose to take back my power, and I chose to put myself in a state where, you know what, don't work on me. I feel like I always got to put everybody first before me. I don't no more, nor should you. Because you know what? But you know, if you continue to do that, you're never going to be fulfilled. Place yourself in a position of power, ladies and gentlemen. Start the day. Do whatever you need to do. Talk whoever you need to talk to. Sit down in a quiet room, in a quiet car, and think about where you want to go, who you really are, what you really want to be, what you're built for. Think about and take evaluation of the people, the situation, the things that are in your life right now, and put them in one or two category. Are they making me Are they making me feel powerful, or are they making me feel powerless? For the ones that are making you feel powerful, cultivate them. For the ones that are making you feel powerless, get rid of them. And that includes people. Change the dynamic. Because if you don't, you will remain exactly where you are now. Oh, I'm sorry. It will become worse the older you get. And you'll get yourself, and you'll have given away all your power that you can't get up anymore. You can't jumpstart yourself anymore. And you'll die broken, mentally defeated. And it would be your fault because of what you allowed. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, this is a very serious, somber message, you know, and it needs to be heard again. It needs to be replayed again, because you're seeing the effects all over the world. And you can be very wealthy and give away your power. You can be very beautiful and give away your power. You can be quite intelligent and give away your power. Don't worry, someone else is going to use your power that you gave them for their benefit, and often they're going to use it against you. You had it. The first thing to grab someone's power, you got to convince them they don't have any. That's what a lot of bully cats do. Whether they, whatever they try to do, they just try to make you feel like you're powerless, and they try to make you, try to give intimidation, or getting up in your face and all that, and just trying to talk to you. I notice a lot of police officers use that tactics. They'll start yelling at someone, and telling you ain't in control. Well, hell, you ain't neither. I mean, it's a certain way to deal with me. It's so when you start doing like that, the game starts changing. When you start standing up to people who are trying to just take you down a path where you want to go, the game changes. For your benefit. Some things you just can't put up with. Ladies and gentlemen, it's vital that you learn this. Take inventory. Take time to take stock in your life. See where you're going. See where your decisions are pulling you. Change. Dare to be effective. Dare to be great. You get one life. One. This is not a do-over. You get one life, and the clock is ticking every single second. And you have got to be aware of those two factors. And you have got to move for your benefit. And if other people can benefit from that, great. But make sure you benefit first. It's no glory falling on a sword. It's no glory in that. Live and then help other people live. Thrive and help other people thrive. We appreciate you so much for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Hey, we appreciate the new subscribers that came in last night when I did my latest video, and I appreciate that. We got a lot of good positive feedback on that. It's titled "What Are You Built For?" among other things. No, just take control of your life. Live your life. It's your life. No one should have power over that except you. God bless you all. You guys have an extraordinary Friday. Appreciate you for tuning in, and have an awesome weekend. Love those that who you love, and let them know that they be loved, and sit up and pick up the phone, share time with them, and encourage someone today with this message. You know what? Because They probably need to hear it just as much as you did. Thank you very much. You guys have an awesome, awesome day. Take care.